What's up everyone, this is Tony with JRNYcrypto. In this video, we're going to go over the current crypto market crash, what's happening with the FTX exchange, the chain reaction that did follow from this dump, with BlockFi shutting down, Crypto.com having problems now, that's currently dumping their CRO token. Go over where I see things headed with the markets also. So I was going to do a video on my top altcoin picks and NFT picks, but I am delaying that a little bit because of where the markets are. I do think things are going to be getting worse as more dominoes fall and more companies are getting liquidated and everything. I do think this will get worse in the short term. I do think 2023 though, there's tons of opportunity here, especially as regulations start going through and everything. So every major dip right now, I am dollar cost averaging, and I'm going to go over some of my top altcoin picks at the end of this video, but we will go into more details on those altcoin picks and more small cap altcoins in a separate video, and then a separate video for NFTs. And I did want to do a video on other side as well. Very bullish on this, and I do want to discuss this, why I'm so bullish on other side and Ape token. So with the fall of the FTX exchange, there has been a chain reaction causing other crypto companies to go down, like BlockFi. Crypto.com is now having some issues. Their CRO token is crashing today, down 25% here. So we did see this as well with Terra Luna when that did crash previously. Voyager as well as Celsius did go insolvent and filed for bankruptcy. So we are seeing that with some other companies now, and this chain reaction can continue, which is why I'm dollar cost averaging and just spreading this out. Every major dip I am buying in. We will talk about those altcoins I am buying at the end of this video. So another reason why this can get worse in the short term is because FTX exchange was buying out Voyager app, another company that was going bankrupt with the Terra Luna crash. So now we don't know what's happening with that. It is up for bid. Hopefully Binance buys them out. I think that's very likely because Binance was in discussion to buy out FTX exchange itself, but they backed out of that once they saw their balance sheet and the fraud behind that. So we are going to go over some of the events that have been played out. I'm not going to be able to cover everything and talk about that. That could be a couple hour video going into details on everything that happened with that. A lot of people are saying there's going to be a movie on what happened with FTX over the last week. So before we jump into that, I do want to go over some important tips here from CZ on how to avoid these bad businesses and exchanges. Like we've seen, FTX was a major exchange that no one thought would go down, and out of nowhere, they just disappeared and closed doors. So many people had their crypto locked up in there. So hopefully there is some sort of solution where people can get their funds back. Right now, it's not looking good since Binance backed out. It would have to be some other major company in the world to buy them out. And with the fraud and everything behind this, it's not looking good for the short term. So he did say FTX side, avoid businesses, exchanges, and projects that are not profitable. Survive by selling their own tokens. Give high incentives for locking your tokens. Have a large total supply, but only a small circulating supply, and that involve loans. This is the most important one in my opinion. What we're seeing with these other companies like Celsius and Voyager, they were doing loans. BlockFi as well just went down. So that's the major thing here is when the crypto space is crashing this badly, they are going to go insolvent. People are going to try to withdraw from the platform, and they're just not going to have the crypto to supply that, and they are going to go bankrupt. So we've pretty much seen that already with all the major platforms. I do think we're getting close to the bottom, but there probably are more dominoes to fall. So like everyone says, not your keys and not your crypto. What that means is any crypto you keep on an exchange, you technically don't own that crypto. And if that exchange does go down, you will not be able to get that crypto back out because you don't own the private keys to it. You can't access it. The exchange actually owns that while they're holding it. So I have been hearing some bad things about FTX and heard some speculation over the last month, but what really kicked this off in the last week was CZ Binance posting on Twitter. As part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, BUSD, and FTT tokens. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on our books. Going into more detail here. So this is what really started the panic on this. Not only saying they're going to dump a massive amount of FTT tokens, but stating that there's something sketchy going on behind the scenes here. So I will go through more details on this, but basically when he posted this, it did dump to around $22. The company was trying to hold it here. So So not only do we have Binance dumping millions of dollars of FTT tokens in a short period of time, but there's also something sketchy going on behind the scenes now that everyone is aware of. Basically, this opened the floodgates. Over the next 12 hours after that, all kinds of stuff started getting exposed on FTX exchange and SAM, and this basically crashed down to $3, recovering back up to $6, but on a steady decline since at $1.40 now, and probably will continue down. It's still at a $185 million market cap, which is pretty crazy considering there's small cap altcoins out there under a couple $1 million market cap that are building very useful things for the space and the future of blockchain. So after this did play out, after CZ did state that they were dumping this and cleared that up, a lot of other stuff started playing out. Lots of tweets from Sam, CEO of FTX, as well as CZ, continuing and adding more details to this. He did state, liquidating our FTT is just post-exit risk management, learning from Luna. We gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after divorce. We are not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. So adding more panic here by stating that they are lobbying against other industry players, and comparing this to Luna as well. Of course, this caused a lot more panic for FTT. And FTX Exchange is a major investor in Solana, so shortly after this, both of those tokens started dumping. He confirmed that this is part of the dump here. 30 million FTT tokens transferred from an unknown wallet to Binance to start dumping this, worth $584 million at the time, now worth much less, of course. So with all of this playing out and the entire crypto space starting to crash now, not only just FTT and Solana, Binance did come out and stated that they are looking to fully acquire FTX.com, conducting a full DD in the next coming days. Sam Bankman-Fried talked about this as well. There was some hope here that people would be able to get their funds back. Unfortunately, Binance backed out because after looking at their balance sheet and taking a look under the hood, they saw it was a much bigger hole than they could fill, and they're at risk as well. There is some FUD around this. Binance, 40% of their balance sheet is in their own tokens. Of course, Binance is much bigger and has a much larger balance sheet. This would have been bad for the long term as well. Binance being a monopoly owning FTX and Binance, the biggest exchanges in the world, definitely wouldn't have been good, especially with considering decentralization. So Binance came out and made a statement stating that they decided they will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. This is due to reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations. Of course, they backed out. After looking at the balance sheet as well, seeing this hole is much bigger, and this is a much bigger disaster than they probably thought. They backed out, of course, which is unfortunate for those that do have funds in FTX.com. But like I said, long term, it's good that they don't have such a monopoly. SBF came out and made a statement after this. I'm sorry, that's the biggest thing. I effed up and should have done better. Going into more detail here, but of course, none of this matters at this point because the damage has already been done. And then next day after that, hi all, today I filed FTX, FTX US, and Alameda for voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the US. So they did file bankruptcy, and that's currently in process here. FTX official posted a statement here. It's crazy because just a couple days before this played out, they were posting new offices and things that they were building and had starting here. As you guys can see, they actually did delete one of their offices that was in Miami. They had just got the keys to that though. Blockworks here, 134 of FTX's firms filed for bankruptcy. Alameda, all kinds of stuff here. Just crazy how quickly this all fell apart. And even more stuff is still coming out every couple hours here. It's insane. So we did have Solana crash because of this as well. Solana falls and speculation centers on links to Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX. So since they had such a big portion of Sol tokens that would be getting liquidated and stuff, there's of course mass fear on Solana as well. And that unfortunately did crash a lot also. So the thing here is FTT token is created by the FTX exchange. Of course, that's not going to survive if there's no FTX exchange, but Solana is separate. It's going to survive. The price may not hold up well in the short term, but in the long term, I do think it's going to survive. Peak Solana price over $250, now at $12.50. So BlockFi was next to close their doors here. They made a statement on November 10th. There's still no clarity on exactly what's happening. They just stated they're not able to operate business as usual, and they're limiting platform activity, and there will be more details later. So I'm really hoping BlockFi survives and there's a solution for that, whether that be another company investing in them, helping them keep their doors open. But I really like this platform. I use it myself and I've earned a lot of interest here. I think it's a great tool for those that want to earn some passive income while they're holding crypto. So really hoping something does get worked out with that. Crypto.com having problems now as well. Crypto.com accidentally sent 80% of their cold storage ETH to Gate and then asked for it back. This is a crazy situation. Accidentally sending 80% of your ETH holdings at once to a different exchange rather than the wallet that you were supposed to be targeting. That really doesn't make sense to me, that they don't have multiple checks before sending that large of an amount. So really strange management going on with Crypto.com. I believe that's why mass panic is going on with that. Token down 28% now on CRO. Of course, that's not completely crashing, but I do think we will see more dominoes fall, and this is not looking good for Crypto.com. But a lot of platforms are at risk here, which is why you should be taking your crypto off exchanges. Even Binance.com, you shouldn't trust any exchange out there. You should only have crypto on the exchange while you're trading, then get it back out to cold storage. So Alameda owns 31 Bored Ape Yacht Club and a bunch of other NFTs. They'll likely sit in the wallet for years while the bankruptcy plays out. They have a lot of rares here, 3 gold apes, a few psychedelics, a lot of rare traits and everything. Bored Apes actually had a decent dip as well. I believe floor is around 60 ETH right now. They have staking launching soon. They have more updates coming. I believe they're going to be launching another set here and then decoupling the codas from the other side land. I'm going to do an entire separate video on that ecosystem because there is massive potential there. I do want to talk about and what I'm doing with this right now. So it only kept getting worse after this. FTX then got hacked, and both FTX and FTX US wallets have been drained. Users seeing their balance go to zero, around $500 million drained from the platforms. A lot of people stating that it was Sam, the CEO, using a backdoor to withdraw all the crypto, and that he's on the run now. So much happening with this. It's crazy. I could do an entire separate hour, 2-hour video on this, like I stated. Hopefully we do get something more in depth like this, like a movie that does go over all of these events. But right now this is just a big mess, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel currently. But I'm really hoping there is a solution here for those that did have crypto in these platforms that are able to recover it. And there probably is going to be more dominoes to fall in the crypto space, like I stated. Already since starting this video, things are on the decline here. ETH now under 1200, Bitcoin around 1600. So with all of this playing out, everyone is questioning what's going to be the next domino to fall, and is it going to be much bigger than FTX? It's always a possibility, but I think we are safe here. There's this article: Binance holds 75 billion worth of crypto in its reserves, and roughly 40% of that is in the firm's own tokens, BNB, and their stable coin. So again, that was a big thing with FTX. Most of their balance and reserves was in their own tokens. But Binance is safe in my opinion. They have a much larger balance sheet, and they're a much smarter company in general. They've been around and doing better things in the space in my opinion, not just blowing money on all kinds of crazy stuff like FTX was. So I really think Binance is safe here, and I wouldn't worry about that. Another major worry here, just saw Alex Becker post about, is USDT. The collapse of that would be the mother of all crashes and would be much worse than FTX in my opinion. I am worried about that. CoffeeZilla has a great video on that. Some sketchy stuff behind this company. So what dominoes fall next? We have no clue. Hopefully it's not USDT. I think it definitely won't be Binance, but there are other companies here that could fall, and this could cause the crypto space to crash even further. I'm seeing people say ETH is going to go down to 500 and Bitcoin under 10,000, which would be crazy to see, which is why I'm dollar cost averaging again. Like I said, any major dip of 20 to 50%, I'm putting a decent amount in and spreading that out, dollar cost averaging, getting that into things that have passive income opportunities like staking. So these altcoins are going to be higher market cap and less risky. I will do a separate video including some of the very small market cap altcoins that I'm dollar cost averaging as well. That will be in the upcoming couple weeks. And I will be doing a separate video on NFTs, going over those NFT projects. I continue to dollar cost average as well. So first here, of course, is Ethereum. Always been bullish on Ethereum. In terms of utility, it is the biggest crypto in the space. Everything is being built on Ethereum. We have layer 2s being built on Ethereum as well that are huge, like Polygon. So this is definitely one of my top picks. This is probably one of the safest picks in terms of having a high market cap and being one of the most established cryptocurrencies. And big updates on the horizon for this. Once they implement sharding as part of ETH2, that will greatly reduce gas fees, which was a major problem, especially during the bull market. Getting transaction fees over $100 per transaction is just not acceptable for a network. So this is one I continue to dollar cost average and stake. You can earn around 5% per year in Ethereum staking that. So next up is Cardano ADA. Always been bullish on this and dollar cost averaging, staking this as well long term. At these prices, pretty crazy how low this is. Definitely picking up and dollar cost averaging more ADA. I will do an entire separate video on ADA coming up, also going over updates. I will be doing a separate video on Cardano NFTs also. I have been looking into those. So still huge potential for this. At a $10 billion market cap, it is ranked number 8 in the top 10 still. Of course, the price is much lower than it was at the peak here, hitting around $3, now at 30 cents. Pretty crazy, but I continue to dollar cost average and stake. My initial entry was much lower than this anyways, and while you're staking, earning passive income, like I've said in all my previous Cardano videos, this is a very long-term hold for me. As the project gets established and gets built in the space, it is the most decentralized cryptocurrency as well. So BNB, since Binance is pretty much the biggest exchange in the world, and they have such huge support for BNB, they use a portion of their profits from the exchange and their products to buy back BNB from the circulating supply and then burn those BNB tokens forever. So this circulating supply is always decreasing. They did launch the Binance Smart Network, but that didn't go as well as I was hoping when that did. A lot of scam projects used the Binance network to launch their scam projects, and really I don't even know of any established coins besides S Fund on the Binance Smart Chain that are doing well and actually building good things. We had tokens like Safe Moon and replicas of that with the burn mechanism and everything. That was very popular during the bull market, but all of those tokens pretty much crashed. Regardless though, BNB is holding up great here. When it first picked up in the bull market, with the Binance Smart Chain launching, hit around $250. So we're still around that initial pump when things did pick up at the beginning of 2021. This did hit a peak of around $650. So this is still holding up pretty decent. I don't put too much into this, but it is a solid token in my opinion with the backing that it does have and being deflationary. So next up here we have Avalanche AVAX. I have dollar cost averaged this previously as well. My last major entry was around $11, I believe. So this is at a target where I am comfortable starting to dollar cost average again. And you can do staking with this. All-time high on this was over $125. So another alternative to Ethereum. And then Chainlink here, always been bullish on this, and I've been dollar cost averaging Chainlink. I really don't think Chainlink hit the potential that it should have during the bull market, and actually was one of the best performers during the last bull market here. As you guys can see, in 2019 went from around 50 cents to $3.50, hit another peak over $4.50, and then really took off during the bull market. But this has great utility for the space overall with oracles, and will have great utility in the metaverse also, in my opinion. So that is another one that I am dollar cost averaging into. So Chain XCN here, I haven't actually bought any of this yet, but I do like what this project is doing, and it's fairly new here on CoinMarketCap, so there's not much data, but they are the ones that handled the Tiffany's CryptoPunk NFT set launch, and they're doing some other big things. This is one that I'm going to be researching more and probably start dollar cost averaging. So I'm giving you guys this one before I've even bought any of it. So next up is EOS, now under $1. I am still buying small amounts of this. Unfortunately, the company behind this, Block One, basically dropped the ball on this. They raised a ton of money originally and then hardly used any of it to develop utility for EOS, and continued the development of the crypto itself. Basically was just using that money to build out their own products that benefit the company and not EOS and the holders. So the community behind EOS actually voted Block One out and then hired new management and new team. We now have the CEO of EOS and the foundation, and he just stated, "I am pleased to announce that we have officially reached a consensus agreement to launch a $100 million ecosystem fund to invest directly into EOS projects." That's pretty huge. A large amount for a bear market like this as well. So I do still have hopes for this. I like the people that are behind the project now running things, not a company that basically dropped the ball on the investors and the holders of the token. So next up is ApeCoin here. This is now down to $2.68. In dollar cost averaging this, pretty much the heaviest out of anything over the last month. So I do want to do a separate video, like I did state, on ApeCoin, other side, Bored Apes, in this ecosystem, because I do see huge potential here, specifically for ApeCoin, more so than the NFTs right now. And primarily that's because they have staking launching, and they also have things that they are launching by end of year. ApeCoin will be the token for other side metaverse, also being the primary exchange token. There's going to be a big marketplace in that, and ApeCoin being the primary token for that will have massive utility once that platform starts picking up traction, which is why I'm going to continue dollar cost averaging ApeCoin, throwing that into staking. High yields on the first year also, you do have to keep that in mind. So first year stakers, another reason why I'm bullish. They're really rewarding them for staking and holding. So I will do a separate video on that, going into more detail, but pretty much one of my biggest investments in dollar cost averaging. So next up is the Sandbox. I acquired most of this when it was much lower. This did hit a massive peak over $6.50, now around 56 cents. But this is another metaverse platform I think has huge potential next to other side. Does look like Minecraft, which is pretty much the largest user base in any online platform in gaming. So this does have huge potential in that sense. They have a lot of NFTs and stuff as well. This is around a market cap around ApeCoin. I do think ApeCoin has more potential than Sandbox Sand token, but regardless, I am picking up small amounts of that also. Next up, Axie Infinity. Really not buying this one, but this is another one with high potential here. Hit over $150 at the peak, now around $7.26. But this is another platform here using NFTs and crypto that does have potential. But like I said, I'm not really buying any of this right now. I just want to mention it. Mutable X, I have been dollar cost averaging this. With the recent success of Polygon Matic, I do think Immutable X has huge potential, being a lower market cap around $250 million. So my only major concern with Immutable is the circulating supply and how quickly that's increasing during a bear market. That's definitely not good and will likely continue driving the price down, which is why I'm doing a smaller dollar cost average right now. But as I see more partnerships and developments, I may start increasing that, how much I dollar cost average on a regular basis. This definitely does have huge potential long term, especially if they become the primary crypto and NFT gaming platform as a layer 2. They do have some good partnerships already, like Guardians and Illuvium, same company that developed Gods Unchained as well, which I'm a fan of. So that's it for the altcoin picks for right now. These are more of the higher market cap, safer ones, but I will be going over the much riskier small cap ones, around $5 million market cap and less. I have about 5 to 10 coins I am looking at, so I will do that in separate videos over the next couple weeks, including the small cap NFTs. So keep in mind, things can continue crashing. I do think there's more dominoes to fall before we hit the bottom, but Regardless of that, being pretty confident that there is going to be more that happens that makes this drop lower. I am dollar cost averaging just in case it is the bottom right now. You never truly know. And the amount of people that actually pick up the bottom is very few. So I do want to apologize for not making as many videos lately. I do have quite a few videos planned out for the next few weeks though, and some very interesting topics here. Definitely bullish on some things even during these markets, and like Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful. And right now we are at peak fear that we've seen since basically the last bear market. So we've been developing a lot of stuff too through JRNY Club. We just launched a crypto NFT news website called blocknews.com. Do recommend you guys check this out, bookmark it, and use it for your daily crypto and NFT news. We also just did a big rebranding for JRNY Club with map projects, which I think turned out amazing. I think it captures what the project is about more. And then we do have new pass art coming very soon, and a new website. We're getting a big promo video made. We have our NFT tools launching very soon here, which is free access for JRNY Pass holders. So if you guys do want to make sure you have access to that, you will need a JRNY Club NFT. And then we have the private membership website, which is JRNY NFT Access, and other things. We're doing some big raffles through the Stardust store that you can collect on a daily basis. And we do have some other big partnerships in the works as well. And then for Planet Zolo, we just launched the Zolo avatar editor. Basically, this just allows you to pay Stardust to change the features on your Zolo character here. Basically just the eyes and the mouth right now. And then we're adding background and hair that you can change later. But I do like that aspect where you can customize your NFT, especially for a cartoon NFT like this, where you may not like the face of the character but like the armor and the background. This allows you to customize and get a much more personalized feel for your NFT, which I think is huge. And then we are launching the Battle for Zolo beta coming very soon also. We are doing tournaments and other big things with other NFT projects with that as well. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found it useful. Like I said, some big videos coming up, so make sure you hit the bell to be notified, and I'll see you guys in the next one.